Very often the difference between winning and losing is attitude. Welcome to Dr. Sid E. Williams' latest talk on how you can take charge of your life. Dr. Sid has helped thousands enjoy a healthy, loving, and successful life utilizing the principles he will discuss today. And now, Dr. Williams.
Someone asked me, said, who is that guy with a tick walking around in the hall out here? And I said, he's the guy that teaches the relaxation program at the DE meeting. Majority of my talk this afternoon is going to be centered around talking to the friend within. Talking to the friend within who has always done our wishes and executed our will, and who is currently executing our will, the friend within. Now, many people are not conscious of the friend within. They think that Kismet come along and kissed a certain amount of people out here and give them extraordinary powers and a lot of luck and a lot of goodwill and a lot of success, not realizing that something inside of themselves that is being directed by the light that never fails. That light is us, the I am consciousness, which we all are capable of changing courses and changing directions. And I think that it's important, especially at DE, we've been through all the tumultuous aspects of chiropractic. We've been on the front line in government recognition, Medicare recognition, academic accreditation of 2 colleges, ICA demise, ICA success. Currently we're in a struggle to preserve the ICA from now on. I think that it's important that we people who are concerned about fundamental principles of chiropractic, the alternative approach to health care, the non-therapeutic aspects of a primary provider, I think that those of us who share allegiances to the difference between therapeutics and the newness of what chiropractic has brought about, I think that it behooves all of us to study more acutely what it is that we direct this giant within to do. Because unbeknown to a lot of us and a lot of people in all ages and all ranks of society, in our profession, out of our profession, families, all over the world, various levels of school, almost nothing is being taught to people of how to communicate and to talk and to come into close relationship with the friend within. Now, many people call this aspect unjustifiably, maybe justifiably, the innate consciousness. I think that we of all races, of all professions, know more about the innate wisdom or the camaraderie of life, the uniqueness of life, the oneness of life within beings than any other profession, including the ministerial groups in our great world. Because we know intimately and we observe intimately what happens to people when they are allowed to get into harmonious attunement with their own life, their own being, their own strength, their own love, their own wisdom, that we are all a part of. I think it's a great mystery to a lot of people. Is if I want all of these goals and I want all of these objectives, why haven't I fulfilled them? And I think that it's important for us to know this, to know that we know, that we know, that we know beyond consciousness that this thing we are speaking about is not some magical relationship, some ethereal procedure that we are blessed with or not blessed with a lack of. I think that we, above all other groups, the professions, recognize more about fundamental law that's available equally within us. I think that we are the promulgators, the leaders of the future, to teach people more about the friend within and what's available. And I think that there's a lot of peace can be incurred in people's consciousness. A lot of fear can be removed, a lot of remorse, a lot of regret, a lot of frustration, a lot of hate, a lot of greed can be removed from our consciousness, or this incessant bombardment of chatter that goes on in our inner consciousness that interferes with interferes with the consciousness of life, consciousness of universal intelligence, consciousness of God that goes on in us. I think that there's a definite way. I think that this group knows more about it, had more in touch, more attunement, to know how to cause to cease to interfere with what we set out to do as individuals. The I am consciousness, the light within us that never goes out, that part of us that can activate and can take that giant within us and turn it loose into a direction that's been pre-planned, pre-programmed, pre-controlled to the exclusion of all the traditions that have been passed on to us from childhood, perhaps even beyond childhood, in utero. I think that we know more about it, have more touch, more consciousness, more awareness to watch the unfoldment of changes that take place from coming to DE, having our consciousness elevated, having our consciousness lifted, being in a group of speakers that know about the perfection of life or the perfection of innate willful consciousness in a physical body that can restore health. I think it's important for us to realize that all of these other people out here have no idea, no earthly consciousness except in some minuscule idealism. The body heals itself while they pour on and pour on and pour on various treatment procedures to alter and to bring into a state of being, to cause this life of us to respond in a certain way which we call health. I think that there's a lot of us that as we grow in our understanding, we come more fond and more in love with and share more camaraderie with inner understanding because we watch daily the least we do to people in many, many instances, the greatest significance toward health. So I want to alert everybody's consciousness to this meeting that we're going to talk a lot about the friend within. If that friend is so powerful and so significant and so rewarding to us, does our every bidding, why don't we have specifically and objectively the greatness that some of our people manifest almost overnight when they experience a change within themselves? Why is it that some people can be ultra successful or ultra unsuccessful, just weak, insignificant peons, and come here and have something touched within themselves that lights up a light that never goes out, that causes other lights, other lamps to be lit? Why can't that, if it's a natural law, if it's a natural law that people are sick because of subluxations, that's our fundamental principle, isn't that correct? That we passed on beyond therapeutic procedures that heal, treat, and cure